So like every good crafter, I had to go to our happy place, which is Hobby Lobby, because you guys know adventure awaits over there. So it is a hunt for those orange sticker markdowns. I'm actually going to start in the paper aisle, cardstock aisle, because if you are tardy for the party, this was actually the last aisle that was marked down at both of the nearest stores to me. So everyone had marked everything down and it took a long while for paper to be marked down. So hopefully this gives you guys a chance, like if you're going to go this weekend, you know, to look at the paper and grab up some really great deals. I found 16 different ones. And so I'm going to show you guys that because you're going to go into the store and you're not going to know, or at least I didn't know what to buy. Things were looking like similar. I was like, did I pick up this flower paper pad already? Do I have this one right here? So I kind of took a different approach to choosing my papers this time around because I really want to try junk journaling. And so a lot of my paper pads are like the really bright, bold type patterns and colors. And so I thought I needed a little more vintage, a little more muted, neutral colors. And so this was perfect because a lot of the paper pads that you will find have a really nice, soft, textured look to them. And I also showed my mom like junk journal videos as well, and I want her to join in with me on making these junk journals. So, you know, we went to Hobby Lobby together and I told her if you find anything that kind of looks like it would fit into a junk journal, I said go ahead and throw it into the cart. So even though I already have a ton of paper right now, I don't have these type of styles in my collection. And I will say I really should have picked up two of the Christmas vintage ones. This is so pretty. Like as soon as I saw this page, I thought about like a die that I've had in the collection for a really long time. It's probably one of the first ones that I bought online. I never ever used it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like perfect for that. I haven't distressed the edges or anything on here quite yet, and this is like, it already looks really pretty, and I can imagine making a whole bunch of these. So this is a really nice paper pad to pick up for that type of style. Next up we have this one. I think this would go really well with like the Tim Holtz type collections. It's definitely not a paper pad that I would normally pick up, but you know, for $3.49, it's good to have in the collection. This metallic paper I really wanted to buy a lot of, but I was kind of iffy at the same time because I have a few of these that are in my collection. I haven't actually tried the Hobby Lobby brand quite yet. So I had these in my collection, and you know when it has that white vinyl backing to it, not vinyl, but kind of like that plasticky type backing to it, and you try to run it through your Big Shot or your die cutting machine, sometimes it doesn't cut out properly, and so you have to go over it with your scissors. But I will say that this is a really good metallic paper. The glitter does not fall off. Plus, when you run it through your die cutting machine, I only did like 2 passes on here and it was able to pop just right out. It does kind of hold it a little bit still, but that's okay because, you know, especially if you're doing like the eyes on a piece or something teeny tiny, I kind of like the fact that it holds it in because it gets lost otherwise. I am just jibber jabbering all around. I'm just all over the place today, probably because I'm super excited about all the things that I found at the sale. Plus, I haven't been on my channel in a really long time. I'm just like, you know, sometimes you get to a point where you're like doing things and you're like, oh my gosh, nothing is getting accomplished. Like you're doing 10 million different little things and then it's just like everything feels like it's just staying like the same. So I was like, oh, I really need to focus. So I have been working on my craft room. And to be honest with you, I really did not need this paper sale because as you can see right here, this is what I've been working on. I do want to make a video probably after I get my papers actually organized because I think when you put them into a bookcase, it gets all really confusing at what type of stacks you have in there. I will give you a really quick hack right now though. When you're storing your papers in the bookcase, I figured, you know what, it's actually better to lay it on its side because when you have it like upright where you can actually read the writing and everything, when you go to look at the paper, you can't really flip through the whole pack. But if you put it on its side, you don't have to pull the entire thing out. Like I can leave it in my bookcase, pull it out a little bit and flip through the pages and, you know, decide whether I want to use it or not. So that's a little hack for today. I know I've been trying to do like videos to organize my craft room, but then I'm like, oh, that's taking a really long time in my craft room. It was spilling out all over the place, you guys. Living room, hallways, family room, and so I was like, oh, I really need to get focused. It's a really great sale because some of these paper pads, you don't really find much of these type of deals nowadays, especially with a lot of the companies taking out the coupons. So I was really happy to be able to find a lot of new craft goodies for 2023. So I will say that when you're in the store, it's a little bit weird. The pricing is I went to one store, I think this was $6.99, or maybe I bought it at the same store. I went to two different ones and everything just kind of gets mixed up by the end of the day. So one was $6.99, one was $11.99. They look exactly identical. And they were the same price when they marked it down. It was $2.99. And I don't know, like usually you would assume that, oh, they're jumping things up in price. But when I looked at my wax seals from a few years ago, that was $7.99. And then the new one was $5.99, and actually a lot cheaper because they reduced it, 75% off. So it's not that they're technically raising the prices. Sometimes they're actually bringing the prices down, which I think is awesome, especially with everything that's going on. I could definitely use a lot of savings on my crafty goodness because I think I shop way too much for that. And I was trying to be really, really good, you guys, but I kept watching all the videos as I was organizing my craft room, and I was like, okay, all the crafters are meeting up at the playground and I need to be there. This is a really cute paper pad. Again, this is the one that was $11.99 and $6.99. This came out to $2.99. I do have another 6x6 paper pad that was also marked down, but that was at $1.74. So I asked them about why all the differences in the prices, and basically they just follow whatever sheet or memo they have to go off of. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay with it. These prices are great. I have no complaints here on my end. This one was only $1.74, and it does also have a 12 by 12 version, and this one is something that I should have picked two up of because it's really pretty as well. So again, when you're in the store, feel the texture of the paper. Some of them are textured, some of them are just plain paper, some of them are cardstock. This is a super great summer paper pad. It's nice and vibrant. The colors are very beautiful. And I will say my favorite page out of everything is actually the strawberry page. I feel like it has a lot of Hello Kitty vibes to it. So if you are a Hello Kitty fan, I know you guys can work wonders with this page right here. I really didn't think I'd find much at the sale because this is probably one of the sales where I didn't really actively chase down everything because the weather was really icky, and so I really relied on a lot of like phone calls to the store. And I feel like there was kind of like a big change because, you know, previously sometimes when I call, you have some people who really just don't want to talk to anyone about the sales, and they were really, really super nice, very supportive of my love for crafting. And yeah, they gave me some really good information about the sales, when to come in, when to look around. And yes, I was really appreciative for that because, you know, sometimes you have to drive a little bit further. So it was nice to see the markdowns when they were actually marked down. I mean, for the paper sale, there was a little bit of waiting, which is expected, you know, because that is a lot of stuff that they have to cover. And so, yeah, that's what I was like, I better get my paper now. I waited a really, really long time. So that is why you see all these paper pads here. But yeah, it's kind of a blur, you know, sometimes when you're not really paying attention. It wasn't until I actually got home and opened up all the paper pads that I was like, oh my gosh, this one's really pretty. This one's really beautiful. And even like the camera or even this video itself, it doesn't even capture how nice a lot of these paper pads are. So, you know, definitely take a look at it when you're in the store. I did use one of the sheets on a project already, which I put on a shorts video. So I'll leave that in the description box down below. I don't know, raise your hand. Anyone here who was super excited about the sale? Because I know I was. Well, I was excited after I found everything and got to take it home because I was like, oh, I don't have to chase it. I found it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was nice chit-chatting with you guys. It's been a while. But that's going to do it for today's haul video. And I hope you all have a very wonderful day.